Assalamualaikum and good day to all. My name is Haris Hakimi bin Kamaru Arifin, a student in the Bachelor of Science Chemistry with Management. Under the supervision of Dr. Wanaziha Wan Ibrahim, I am presenting my research titled The Determination of Ethanol Content in Local Kombucha using Solid Phase Microextraction. This study focuses on the analytical verification of alcohol levels, specifically ethanol, in a popular fermented drink. Now, let's look into what kombucha is. Kombucha is a functional beverage produced by fermenting sweetened tea with symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast, or also known as SCOBY. It is left by up to 7 to 10 days after adding a liquid kombucha or starter liquid at room temperature for fermentation, and also can have added flavorings during a second fermentation. While marketed as non-alcoholic, ethanol is a natural byproduct that can vary from 0% up to 3% ABV depending on fermentation conditions. This creates a concern for halal compliance in Malaysia, where the limit for fermented drinks is 1.0% volume VV or ABV, which ABV stands for the alcohol by volume percentage. Thus, my research objectives are to determine the optimal condition for extraction temperature and time for ethanol analysis in kombucha using headspace solid phase microextraction, and to determine the ethanol content in local commercial kombucha using HSSPMA GCFID. For this, we had to develop a method where extraction efficiency depends heavily on temperature and time. We analyze an ethanol standard solution across a range of 5 to 20 minutes and 50 to 80 degrees Celsius to find the condition that produces the largest peak area in a chromatogram. With that, using these conditions for GCFID for HSSPMA extraction and GCFID can lead to maximum efficiency of obtaining the largest peak area in a chromatogram. Here we see our methodology flowchart where our process involves mixing 5 milliliters of kombucha with UHQ water, followed by after dilution, inserting 2 milliliters of sample into a vial. Continuing on with performing the HSSPME on the vial for 10 minutes up to 80 degrees Celsius. Thus, the SPME fiber, after extracting the ethanol from the vial, will be inserted into GCFID, where then we can analyze the chromatogram obtained and have the results. We then duplicate the extraction and repeat for other samples. During the analysis of ethanol standard, we identified a peak at 3.012 minutes, and this allows us to calculate a response factor of 0.134, which is critical for quantifying the ethanol in real samples. That is obtained by having the concentration of the standard divided by the peak area obtained in the chromatogram. To find the percentage of final ABV percentage, we had to use the RF response factor to find the concentration of vial first that can be obtained by having the response factor multiplied by the peak area of sample. From the dilution factor of 2, we can have the concentration of sample from the vial's concentration, and then we can obtain the final percentage ABV by calculating from the concentration of sample with specific gravity of ethanol. Our optimization experiments revealed that an extraction temperature of 80 degrees Celsius yielded the maximum peak area, which is notable as the boiling point of ethanol is 78 degrees Celsius, and also that the optimized extraction time was 10 minutes. Both of these parameters shown to have the largest peak area in the chromatogram. For our real sample analysis, we analyzed 10 local brands denoted by S1 to S10, and most brands showed a consistent reading of low ethanol concentration among the local brands, except for the first sample, S1, showing a highest amount at a 0.0643%. And here are the specific readings for the analysis we have done on our 10 local brands. We've seen that the The clear outlier of S1 being the highest at 0.0643% ABV, and the lowest being S9 at 0.0041%. The high ethanol in S1 is likely due to temperature-driven fermentation, where yeast activity increases in increased temperatures, and the effect of repeated opening, which exposes the liquid to oxygen and continues the fermentation of the liquid kombucha. All the ethanol concentrations range from about average of 32.38 ppm to about 507.48 ppm, and also the percentage of relative standard deviation or RSD showing all below 15%, showing there is a moderate to low variability. Interestingly, all samples showed a ring of bubbles, indicating that yeast metabolism is ongoing even in packaged bottles. This is supported by Villarreal Soto et al. That states that bacteria in the SCOBY can remain in a dormant state and can be reactivated if certain conditions allow. Thus, in conclusion, while ethanol levels vary significantly across brands, all tested products remain safe and can be classified as non-alcoholic or even halal, as all samples contain ethanol below 1.0% ABV. Also, the HSSPMEGC FID method proved to be an effective analytical tool to determine the ethanol content in commercial kombucha products. For recommendations, I would suggest the usage of GCMS for principal component analysis for ease of chemical profiling into fewer principal components to reveal patterns, or further studies on the effect of time kombucha is left to continue to ferment in storage at different times. Besides that would be the usage of direct immersion SPME method coupled with GCFID for non-volatile organic compound determination, and detection. I've used these references for this presentation, and that is all from me. Thank you for listening and have a good day.